Hi everyone and welcome to Ctrl Alt Craft. Rose with you, and yes, we are finally playing some Jak and Daxter. This game is my childhood and I am so excited to share it with you all because so many people are always like, what is Jak and Daxter? Have you heard of Naughty Dog? So they make like your Last of Us, your Crash Bandicoot, your Uncharted games, and everyone knows those games, but they all seem to have missed Jak and Daxter, like it just slipped under all their radars. And this is a Naughty Dog game. This came out in 2000 or 2001, and I love it so much. Now, the graphics are super dodge, but in my childhood, it was just the greatest thing ever. Sentinel Beach is still beautiful to me regardless. So yeah, I'm gonna be quiet for a lot of the cut scenes because I want you to enjoy the story of the game. It is just a brilliant story from start to finish, and I love it so much. So when they're talking, I'll do my best to keep my mouth shut, and then when we get into gameplay, I'll start narrating again. The other thing is that I want to do a 100% playthrough for you guys on this channel. So I've done 100% playthrough twice of this game, once on the PS3 and then once again here on the PS4. You'll probably see it in a second, but we're gonna start afresh and we're gonna do a 100% playthrough, hopefully. So let's get started. I gotta press start. That's right, this is an old game. Which one's start? There we go. So if I load game, you'll see my 100% playthrough. And I've clearly tried to start another one at some point. No, oh. Hang on. Alrighty, take two. Now that I can maybe figure out the controls, we can actually get started. Let's go new game. We'll fill in an empty save slot. Let's go.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose, and why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me! Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it, if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer? You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? 'Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Alrighty, so here we are on Geyser Rock. This is a tutorial level, but it is important because we collect things here to help that 100%, so we've got to come here. You can come back here, I believe, later on in the game if you want to, but there's no reason to, unless you haven't collected everything. So, look at those graphics. Look how pointy they are. Jak and Daxter is one of the earliest open world games. There are no loading times between areas unless you teleport to them, but you can sort of go from one end of the map to the other without any loading times. So that's pretty cool. There is a loading screen if you like, which is like a cutscene between the village and Misty Island, but it's not really a loading scene because it's just a set cutscene that happens every time for the same length. There's no like, it may go longer if it's trying to load or anything like that. So let's get started.
This device is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
Yes, it's been a while since I've played. I'm a bit rusty. This is green eco. They'll explain it later in the tutorial.
These floating egg-shaped things are precursor orbs. Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
There are thousands of these in this game, and you have to collect them all if you want 100% the area. So when you load up the start menu, you can see in the game how many precursor orbs and power cells and scout flies you've collected, and it gives you a percentage down the bottom. And that will tell you whether or not you've 100% of the area. I have to get my bearings again. I'm not used to these controls. I haven't played in a long time.
This is a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-Grav zoomer.
Very nice. There's one of these cutscenes every time you collect one. It's pretty cool. Oh. Yes, so don't turn it off or else it won't save. This is a PlayStation 2 game originally.
Sometimes you'll want to hit things with a greater force.
Oh, that's right.
To break one of these boxes, you should jump in the air and then dive down onto it, hands first.
I already know that, old man. I just did it, but thank you.
Hey, you found
It looks like it really hurts.
I sent 7 of them to each area to look for
I wouldn't want to do that in real life, mate. You'd probably crack your skull open and break your spine. Good thing it's only a video game. Hey. Oh yeah.
Wow! That last scout fly had a power cell. I'll bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
Yep, here are some more precursor orbs. I'll take those. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Cheeky bit of blue eco. Oh, rip.
That's blue eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
Cool.
Notice how each blue eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
Yes, old man. This isn't my first rodeo. Very nice.
This is a precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling blue eco through your body.
So if you listen to the introductory bit, the sage, Green Sage Samos, was explaining that precursor artifacts are left over by the precursors who created the world. So that is a precursor door that they left behind with the intention that only people who can channel blue eco
vent. More concentrated
can
than the
open
floating
it.
clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of blue eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
Yoo. You'll see that there are 4 that we've got to collect. So we've got to collect all 4 before we can finish here. So let's go X. Oh, okay, so the percentage at the bottom is how much you've completed of the whole game. You press any of those buttons along the side to see how much you've completed of that area. So we've gotten 30 out of 50 precursor orbs. It's been a while since I played this game.
Good work. The blue eco caused the door to open. With blue eco, you can breathe energy into all kinds of precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years. Those little green balls of energy on the ground are a type of eco. Pick up 50 small green ecos or 1 big green one to increase your health.
There you go. It's all from up there, isn't it? Oh, it's invert. Invert. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll have to change that in the settings, maybe.
You can jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
You can also... Hey! So we've collected all the Precursor orbs. Oh yeah! So we have completed the area. Look at that! Very nice, very nice. Alrighty, let's head back to old green stuff.
Good training, boys. But that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay in chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
Oh yeah, so we just completed the tutorial. So from this area, can I leave? There we go. Yes, the visual controls in this are not great. And in fact are not working at all. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
You don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Kira is the coolest. Alrighty, well, I'll just give you a quick tour of Sandover Village before we finish up today. Sandover Village is like our base hub for this area, and we can split off to other areas. So, if I can work out these controls, no, this way, and there we go. Over there is the Forbidden Jungle. That's probably the first place we'll head, because we can't 100% the other areas without doing certain things in that jungle first, like turning those capped vents on. So I like to finish an area, I don't like to leave it and come back to it, so we'll try and head in there next time and do a full playthrough of the Forbidden Jungle. This is the village. We'll just go around and have a quick talk to some of the villagers, and then over that way is Sentinel Beach, the prettiest place I have ever seen. So, oh, that's not the button I wanted to press, there we go. This is the village. Ooh.
Did you see the size of the bite that lurker shark took out of the fisherman's boat? We best stay way clear of them. I don't think we can tackle a creature that dag nasty.
Do you want to see? Do you want to see a lurker shark? They always scare me because in my childhood it was like my fear. When you start to hear the music, it was just terrifying. Is it gonna come get me? Oh, I'm too scared. Come get me. Oh, there we go. So you saw a lurker shark. That was terrifying. I just had a little, like, mini heart attack inside, but that's fine. Alrighty. Oh, I can hear a scout fly. Alrighty, we better get him over here.
Hey! It looks like scout flies are always in red boxes.
No way! So we've got the mayor in here. We won't talk to him, he's a bit annoying. We'll talk to all these people next time, I think. We've got our uncle, apparently. Now, there's a few theories about this related to the following games in the trilogy, which I won't spoil for you, but it's quite interesting. Over here we have an artist, he's like a sculptor. And then here we have like a bird watching lady, she's a bit strange. And then we have the laziest farmer in history. So it makes a nice little village. But I think we might leave it there, guys. So thanks so much for watching, and hopefully we'll do a 100% playthrough on my channel. If you like it, subscribe, comment, you know the drill, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!
Oh my, that's a pretty one.